Yo, what's going on, guys? Rapid Plays here, and after the success of the first two videos, I thought I would give you guys another treat of yet another scenario. So here we are with yet another absolutely gorgeous and brilliant scenario. Today we are looking at the United States holding their western expansions against the Iroquois Confederacy. Now, the Iroquois Confederacy here is pissed. They have taken loss after loss after loss to the Americans, and they're done. They finally just given up. They're done with it, guys. They can't take it anymore. So here they are, pushing hard up this hill at the Americans. If you guys are looking forward to this, make sure to go down below, hit that like and subscribe button. And here comes the first couple of mortar shots into the Iroquois lines. Now, one thing that I did forget to leave out right at the beginning of this battle is you are not going to see any line infantry in this fight off the American side. And that is because I wanted to make it feel more like this is like colonists expanding westward. This is like the first couple of men to expand westward. They built a fort out west in, like, let's say Ohio, and now they're here to try to defend the fort against the Iroquois, pushing up this hill. They have made it to enemy lines and are now going to start to engage the Americans. So some absolutely beautiful fighting to start out here. Smoke being shown everywhere. The Rangers in the middle here are starting to have to engage in melee. This unit over here on the right especially having to engage in melee. Looks like they're fighting a mix of Warrior Society, some Bowmen, and some, I believe, Winnebago Warriors? Nope. What do we got here? Bowmen, Warriors. Oh, so yeah, just a bunch of Bowmen and Warrior Society up here in the fight. Now over here, the center is starting to just charge in for the Americans, charging into this group of medicine men and bowmen, trying to help out this Minuteman unit that has already taken a decent amount of casualties here, trying to hold out in the middle. And up here on the walls, we are looking at a decent combination of light infantry and long riflemen to try to hold these walls. So the more elite troops are definitely up here on the walls to try to hold out. The long riflemen, although they are not super duper elite, they are definitely going to be more of an issue for the Native Americans, definitely when it comes to long range fighting. So these guys are stationed up here on the wall to try to just put down as much fire as they can down on the enemy. Although their guns are currently silent. Oh, there they go. Decent amount of musket fire going down here at the enemies. Looks like the artillery is kind of trying to focus down some of the reinforcements here for the Iroquois Confederacy. Looks like they have 2 units. Yeah, 2 units back here that are yet to push up. So I don't really know what they're waiting for with those, but they are. Now over here on the right, we are getting some Pioneer Raiders with some very, very, very excellent flanking fire on this Iroquois Confederacy tribesman unit that is engaging against this United States militia infantry. So some excellent flanking fire, but as you can see by the flag over here, the chief is tired of seeing his men get gunned down from the flank, so he is charging in himself right here, leading the charge in to this unit of Pioneer Raiders, and boom, massive charge into the flank of those Pioneer Raiders, getting a couple kills off almost immediately, and now engaging with this unit to silence them. Unfortunately, slightly too late. The Winnebago Warriors and tribesmen are starting to break from the battlefield. This militia infantry is holding to the best of their abilities against a surmounting amount of enemies. So, as you can see in the middle here, the Americans were victorious. These Minutemen are almost depleted, though, at the point where they might start to waver and break off. Fighting this unit of warriors, they are definitely outmatched when it comes to melee, but they are going to continue to fight because they know that if they break, the Indians are going to come get up these walls and decimate the artillery, which is a big, big factor in why the Americans have continued to win battle after battle. Now over here on the right flank, these units of Rangers are doing their best to hold, but if you look here, this unit of Rangers is down to 30 men. starting to get very, very depleted. But they are doing everything they can to continue to fight here. Oh, that guy getting crunched by an Indian there. Absolutely. Oh, man. These Rangers are really starting to take some casualties here to this Warrior Society. Oh, another Ranger going down here. Rangers really starting to get their numbers depleted. But they are also pushing back. Over here on the left, they are doing a lot better than over on the right. So as these Rangers continue to push down and take out as many of this Warrior Society as possible, I'm going to put out a quick reminder there that if you guys are not subscribed and would like to see more videos like this in the future, of course, go down below, hit that like and subscribe button, leave me a comment saying that you love this video, and of course, I will put out more like it. Oof, militia infantry now getting cut down. This the unit of Pioneer Raiders now chasing down this unit of Chief's Bodyguard. After that surprise flanked attack, they are done with this Chief's Bodyguard, running them down, trying to cut down the Chief here, which I believe he may have already died. Nope, the Chief is still right here. This Pioneer Raider shot one shot into him, killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units of horsemen, and are now just running back to try to help out. Artillery, mortar fire still ringing out here, trying to target down some of the retreating forces. And it looks like they did end up... Never mind, I have no clue where those units to try. Oh, they're right here. Pushing up into the fight now. This unit of musketmen and this unit of musketmen. 2 units of musketmen now pushing up. The militia infantry over here on the left flank for the Americans were victorious against the Iroquois. So now they are going to set up here with what little forces they have left, 46 men here, 37 here, and try to put down a little bit more fire on this Iroquois Confederacy musketmen that is pushing up. So that's the situation of the left flank, and if we look over at the right flank, it is gone. The Rangers get decimated by these Warrior Society. Although the Warrior Society did take heavy casualties, they were able to break through the left flank and are now throwing axes up at the men on the walls. And now, guys, this is where I'm going to say that the Native Americans get a little bit glitched here. They do not make a wall assault, but I'm going to call these 2 American units over here dead. And we're going to go hop into the second part of this battle. The Native Americans have wiped out the outer defenses of the Americans severely. The Americans are going to have to deploy some of their inner forces here to the outer walls, and we are going to scrounge up some of the breaking units here and form little minor units and probably set up a tiny defense on the outside here, but lose some men on the inside. So yeah, we're going to see what they can muster up in their defenses in the second part of this video and for the second assault on their walls. Alrighty guys, the second part of this video is here, and now the Americans able to find a couple more pioneers, able to get 1 more unit of long riflemen mustered up, a couple units of Rangers, and they were able to get all those breaking units into this 1 unit of Minutemen. So those 2 units of long rifles that were up on the walls before are now deployed to the outside, able to muster up this unit of Rangers and this unit of Minutemen, but in doing so they only have 4 units to defend the walls, which is really to just man these cannons here, and of course the artillery is still here along with the general. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful scenes here from the Americans. Oh, did you just hear that eagle? Huh, that's pretty cool. But the Native Americans, with their second and final wave, pushing up with everything here. Cannons now flying in. This is it. If they cannot win this fight, this is it for the Native Americans. They've already abandoned their artillery, it looks like. After getting a couple shells thrown by them, it looks like they have pretty much abandoned their artillery. The Americans now opening fire into this opening assault. Artillery landing heavily into the Native American lines here, taking out a couple of their men, and now the Minutemen start to open up. These men up front know that their situation is not good. They are fully knowing that they are going to die out here, but they are going to hold for as long as possible, because the longer they hold, the more men these guys up here on the walls will be able to take out, especially these cannons. So let's just continue to shoot, I guess. These long riflemen still reloading. Hopefully they're going to get another volley off before they end up going into melee. And another volley off, they do get into what looks like this medicine man unit over here. And now the Americans on the outer defenses have engaged in combat. Absolutely beautiful. These Minutemen over here are completely outmatched when it comes to not only the scale of enemies, but also the quality of enemies that they are fighting. But they're going to fight to the end. They are indeed going to fight to the bitter end. Taking out a couple of Native Americans on the way up, but that's really it. Not too many casualties taken from the Native American side on the way up. Most of their casualties probably came from the artillery fire. But now we're seeing this light infantry and long riflemen up here on the walls continue to pour down rounds into the enemies. These men up here are, yeah, just getting ready to really, I guess, honestly, if I were these guys up here on the walls, I would fully just be getting myself ready for this melee fight that's coming. Because the American center has already fallen. These long riflemen get absolutely trampled by lancers that charged uphill. And absolutely wiped out from this battle. All that's left is this unit of Minutemen, which is now completely surrounded. Any chance of them getting out, taken out. And now you're starting to see that these mortars cannot actually hit these guys. Although this is an extremely juicy target, these units here are within their range. They cannot lob the shells high enough to be able to hit those units. So they are a little bit out of luck. This unit of Rangers that I was holding over here on the right has also been cut down. So now the Iroquois Confederacy is free to start to scale the walls. Oof. Cannon going right through the center of those mounted tribal gunners, taking out a decent amount of them there. And now we're seeing this artillery reload. I believe that they are targeting this mounted tribal gunner unit here in the back. If I remember correctly, that's where they begin to shoot. But the large majority of the Native Americans are now looking to surround the fort. And as they move here, the Americans up on the walls continue to put down as much fire as they can to take out as many Native Americans as possible before they reach within the walls. Mortar fire going out, and let's see if I was correct in targeting these mounted tribal gunners. Seeing as there's no other units in the vicinity, I'm going to say yes, even though that shot missed by about half a mile. And now you're seeing that as the Native Americans start to wrap around the fort, the general back here orders his light infantry to begin to sprint to the other side of the fort, way over here, because he does not want to get surrounded. If he gets surrounded, it is game over for him. So he is using this light infantry to make sure that these Indians do not scale up the wall over here. Yes, he knows he is already surrounded, but the Native Americans are already getting into this corner of the wall here. Long riflemen now charging in to these Native Americans, trying to kick them back out off the walls. But it is just an insane amount of Native Americans now climbing up the side of the wall here to fight the Americans. Rangers now also charging in. Extremely glitched out here on that one unit, and now they burst out of being glitched. And it looks like they're going to charge into the enemies up here on this corner of the wall, because that seems to be where the Native Americans are focusing most of their efforts at the moment. Now up here on this corner, the Native Americans have also begun to get ready to scale the walls, and also the gate has fallen. These couple of Native Americans that scaled the wall here in the middle captured the gate, which means that any second now Native Americans are going to be free to pour in the open gate and wipe out the artillery and get to the general. These Americans back here are taking out this unit of tribesmen, but they will quickly find out that they're going to be needed somewhere else as the Native Americans come running through the front gate. Oh, it's a just natural disaster for the Americans. An absolute disaster, as this artillery has been crucial in taking out most of the enemy cav. It has been absolutely crucial in making sure that none of this enemy cav gets too close to them here. And now that the Native Americans come pouring into the front gate, the American situation starts to look increasingly worse. and the Americans see this happening. The general orders his light infantry up here to move down to this corner, as now the Native Americans begin to scale the front other corner of the wall. Medicine men now scaling this corner of the wall. As this corner of the wall, the long riflemen begin to waver down to 11 men out of 80. They are really starting to waver horribly. And as the Rangers pour in too, they are starting to lose men heavily, down to 55 men and ticking down by the second. They are fighting a combined unit of tribesmen, medicine men, warrior society, and more medicine men. So it is becoming a struggle up here for the walls. If the Americans lose the walls, it is done for them. Absolutely finished as more Native Americans begin to pour into the gate. This light infantry sets up on the side is going to start to open fire into the flank of the Native Americans. We're going to see this first volley here and see the devastating effect it has. Oh, you can just see the amount of men that they end up cutting down here. Absolutely crucial for the Americans that this light infantry reloads and continues to fire extremely quickly, because they are going to be what saves this battle. And then now the general, seeing that his situation is starting to deteriorate right here, the absolute mad lad himself charges in, tells his men to charge. It is now or never, lads, charge. And he charges into the breach. As the light infantry continue to pour fire into the Native Americans, he now retreats his men. Just doing a shock cav kind of charge. And now these Rangers up here on the wall have completely fallen. They are now wavering, but not without a fight. The amount of Native Americans that lay slain up here on the walls is absolutely insane. And now you're seeing this light infantry put up what little fight that they have left as well. Down to 27 men. Fighting these medicine men is a losing fight for them. Fighting combined of the artillery crew and medicine men, this is a losing fight for them majorly. But they're going to continue to fight. They don't know it's a losing fight yet, as you're seeing the commander of this unit get a kill there with his sword. Absolutely beautiful. And now one of my favorite parts of this video. This one Ranger over here is an absolute crazy man. He is going to sit up here and hold by himself for a while, now getting charged by an entire unit of tribesmen. This one guy that is left, back to the wall, kills a Native American, and he's like, I'm gonna go out fighting. I'm gonna go out on my own terms. As the general passes away, so does the legend himself. And with that fall comes the fall of the walls. The walls are completely in Native American hands now, and all that's left from the American side is this ragtag force that is down here scrapping till the bitter end. And it is going to, unfortunately for the Americans, go in the way of the Iroquois Confederacy. Wow, what a video. If you guys did enjoy this one and want to see more like it in the future, of course, go down below, hit that like and subscribe button. It means a lot. We're getting close to 600 subs, and I absolutely love doing these kinds of videos. So if you guys want to see more, of course, let me know, and I will see you all next time. Peace.